friends, and welcome back. It is now May. I know that many of you are already done with your homeschool for the year, and that's very exciting. Our family is not. Now that we are in high school, well, I am in high school right with them, I guess. But now that we are in high school and we have all of our events in the spring, we always have to go a little bit later. But it is definitely a sacrifice worth making to get to hang out with all of you throughout the spring on-site at conventions. This week, I wanted to share with you something that the Lord really spoke to me about actually yesterday. So this is a new direction which seems to be becoming the theme. I write like this whole editorial calendar, and then God says, let's twist it around a little bit. So yesterday in church, Pastor was addressing the graduates actually, and he was talking to them about the spies that went in to look at Canaan before the children of Israel were supposed to go in and take the land. This is not long after they've left Egypt, and we all know the story, 10 were bad and 2 were good. But we were looking at that, and God had told them, first of all, God had told Moses to tell these spies to go in and check out the land. Also, God had already told them that this is their land. God had already called them in. But for 10 of them, they couldn't get past the giants. They couldn't get past the fortified cities. They couldn't get past the fact that they were outnumbered. And as I was reading through that fresh, the Lord really dealt with me about how many times I wither away in front of giants that I've never even fought. So I wanted to encourage you right now, whether you are just praying about homeschooling and you are looking ahead and thinking, I don't think I'm cut out for this. I don't think I'm organized enough. I don't think that I'm disciplined enough. I don't even know that I like my children enough. And I know we don't actually say that one out loud, but in the back of our minds, I wonder if sometimes the way that the world portrays how a family should function, and that is, we all have our little places. Mom and dad do this. They may work. Mom may work, mom may not, but they have their little part of the world. The kids go off to school. They come back in the evenings. They do their homework. This is the way it's all supposed to look. I wonder if we don't get so hung up on that we really do wonder if we like our children enough to spend 24/7 with them. To that, I would say you will be amazed at how much you like your children. You will be amazed at how awesome it is to spend 24/7 with them. You will be amazed at the laughter and the tears and the bonding and the fun that you will have as you are learning alongside of them. But I don't want those giants of fear to keep you from doing what God is calling you to do. The fact that you are looking into something like Teach Them Diligently or Teach Them Diligently 365, you are seeking His face, shows me that He is leading you in this direction. So don't cower away from giants that you haven't fought yet. What God ordains, He provides for, and He gives you the strength to do. For some of you, though, you've already been homeschooling. You've conquered that giant of starting out. But now you're kind of reaching the end of an era. Your children are transitioning between preschool and elementary, or elementary and middle, or middle and high school, or you just added someone to your family, and that is a big transition. And so as you look ahead at this transition that lies ahead, you're losing heart again. That river looks too big. Those fortified cities look too strong. Those giants are too big. But God is the same. And the God who created the universe looks down at these giants that we are facing and we are so afraid of, and to Him they are very, very small. And we can't lose sight of that. We cannot lose sight of the fact that as we are following Him, He is the one who goes before. He is the one that tells us to be strong and courageous and trust Him. And we always, always can. That requires a consistent relationship with the one that we are following. I know I say that over and over and over again, but I cannot stress enough how important it is for you to be in God's Word every day, drawing near to the one who has called you and will equip you to do this, the one who has given you these children, the one who created your family. Be near to Him, know Him well, spend time with Him before you even start your day if it's possible at this stage of life. For as you get to know Him better, you will find His strength more real. You will find those giants seem smaller. You will find those walls seem shorter. And you will get to the point where as you step your foot in the Jordan, just like the children of Israel finally did 40 years after they listened to those spies that said, no, we can't go in. When they finally put their little toe in the Jordan that was rushing and raging and seemed completely insurmountable, what did God do? He parted those waters. And sometimes as homeschool moms, we have to be willing to put our toe in those raging waters. For me, that has been kind of tough over the last few years because fear has been something that has really enveloped me, and it has really threatened to strangle me. I've talked to David about it so many times because Satan uses this fear, this irrational, just really suffocating fear of the unknown, of the next step, of what lies beyond, of all of these things that he attacks us with to make us weak, to make us impotent, to make us not willing to step out in faith. And yet we have to remember that it is God who owns our children, God who loves our children more than we ever can, and God who is in control of our homeschools, of our families. And if we are seeking to follow Him, He will always equip you to do that. So don't give in to that fear. Rather, turn to God, casting your cares upon Him, knowing He cares about you, and take that next step that He is calling you to do. I hope and pray that through these conversations each week that we may even deal with something coming up very soon that will kind of shore up your resolve, that will give you that hope, that confidence to take that next step. That is really, really one of the main reasons that I am here, is to encourage your heart, to try to get you to keep on going every single day, because we need each other and we need to be reminded of who God is and what He is doing. So I just this week want you to look at Him and not at the giants that are in your path. Follow His call and not get weak in the knees when you think about teaching high school next year or middle school, or the changes that are happening in your children as they grow up and you feel so out of control. You may be right now out of control, but God never, ever is. And His ways are perfect, and His will is good, and His love for you is everlasting, and His love for your children is too. So don't run from those giants. Stand firm, be strong and courageous, and march on this month. If you enjoyed that video, make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss a single update. We have interviews with speakers and experts, tips coming your way all year long. So subscribe today.